Hi everyone, it's Jew here from Mr. Jiu's. That's my wife over there,
Hi.
Annalie. We are at home right now. Today we're gonna make fried rice with some leftover rice that we have. The thing about fried rice is that you kind of have to know the day before that you want to make fried rice, only because you would have rice left over to dry. Because there's more moisture in those rices, it's harder to get it to actually toast in the pans. You want to spend a little time just kind of putting it in between your hands just to make sure any big clumps are out of the rice. So when it goes into the pan, you can move it around very quickly. No clumps. A little green garlic. The white parts and the green parts are really different. So I'm going to use the white parts in a little bit more of the cooking, and the green parts I want to keep a little more fresh and cook it less, even like this leek. And that's going to be the start of cooking my aromatics. And XO, it is a sauce that originated in Hong Kong. It is pretty much like a umami bomb. And a lot of times when you're making XO, you would have all these aromatics simmering and you would fry them in the oil, and then you would fry all of these salted and preserved seafoods or hams in that oil, and then bring it all back together and then let it kind of stew and finishes cooking. You can add it to really anything. The thing about fried rice too is you don't want to add too many big chunks of things, so that it kind of folds into the rice and the rice can still stay very present texturally. So I'm going to start with a little bit of butter. The butter is clarified so that I can kind of cook it a little bit longer. The butter's melted. I'm going to add all these aromatics now. Green garlic, the leek, the daikon. I'm adding the ginger now. This is just like some chili flakes and just red pepper chili. If you order pizza, you should save all your chili flakes from that. I have some spicy salami. We are going to use this as our pork product. You can use chorizo, you could use rosada, you can use ham. I'm just going to just dice this up. These guys are just like peeled, deveined shrimps, and I'll add this shrimp to this. So this XO simmering on the side, when it hits the rice, I want it to be hot so that it won't cool the rice down. It's almost like when you make risotto. You can't add cold stock to risotto. It has to be warm so that it starts to accept that stock immediately. You kind of have to decide on how you want your egg in your fried rice before you start frying your rice as well. You just do whatever is comfortable for yourself. I like integrating the soft scramble because it allows you to cook it ahead of time. And if you scramble it really gently, it'll still coat the rice. So when I do a soft scramble, I'm kind of moving it a lot on low heat. And generally, if I was making a soft scramble, I'd probably add like some more butter and cheese in the beginning, but because I already know how much fat I'm putting into this, I'm trying to be careful because I'm getting older. So yeah, just kind of, this egg is just kind of like coming together. It's still really wet, you can kind of see that. So we're gonna kind of let the rice finish cooking this all the way through. So now we're getting closer. So we have our egg, we have our rice. Our XO has been simmering over here. So now the moment of truth is frying the rice. And every time I fry rice at home, I say a prayer because I don't want it to stick. And I gotta move it. I gotta psych myself up to like start moving it really quickly. And now you're gonna go on high heat. This is pork fat. You start to see some of this smoking point, kind of right before the smoking point, the oil starts to shimmer a little bit. That's what you're kind of looking for. At the restaurant, we have the power of the wok, and the wok can make up for any of the heat loss in the pan. I have a cast iron pan because it's going to retain the heat much better than anything. I use 2 wooden spoons that have a flatter edge. I want to be able to get to the bottom and the corners of the pans. You want to start getting this rice in, and you gotta go. I like to go 2 hands here and just move it around as quickly as possible. So getting it coated with this oil, you can kind of start to see there's a little bit of sheen on each grain of rice. That's what you want to be moving the rice for. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, but not a lot because my XO has the majority of the seasoning. One of the things that people do wrong is they start to add wet seasonings to the rice, and that kind of takes the toasting away from the rice. Meaning, so if you're adding like soy sauce to the rice, that liquid is just going to rehydrate the rice in a way that won't let it fry very good. So adding this egg, mixing this, and at this point I would turn it off now. I don't want the egg to overcook. I'm going to add in these English peas. Peas are awesome because you can just get frozen ones. And this is a great place to put them in your fried rice. Now we're going to add this shrimp. Ready to plate it up. Garnishing this with a little bit of cilantro. Because we rarely get to sit down and eat dinner. Dinner manners are horrible. They're horrible. It's spicy from like the chili, has all that umami, like the shrimp and the salami. Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for supporting us. See you soon.
See how fast you can do it.
How fast?